Hello and welcome to today's class. Today we will discuss the chapter Should Wizard Hit Mommy by John Dye. Every evening and for Saturday nap, Jack, the father, told his daughter Jo a story. His story was created by him. Jack had been doing this ever since Jo was 2 years old. Now that she was four, his head felt empty, although all the stories that he created were almost similar. Each story had a small creature, usually named Roger. It would be a Roger fish, Roger squirrel, or Roger chipmunk. And in each story, Roger had a problem. And he went to the wise old owl for a solution. The owl told him to go to the wizard who would solve the problem with the magic. The wizard would always ask for more money than Roger had. But he also offered the solution as to how the extra money could be found. Now, all the stories that the father told had a similar happy ending with Roger's father coming home from Boston. And these story sessions were becoming very tiring on Saturdays because Joe would never fall asleep and the entire effort seemed futile to Jack. That day, Joe lay in bed waiting for another session of these magical moments while a brother Bobby, who was 2 years old, was asleep with his bottle. That day, Joe wanted to listen to a story about Roger's skunk. This was a new animal. Jack presumed that they might have talked about skunks at her nursery school. Jack also for a moment felt a surge of creative enthusiasm because of the new hero, Roger Skunk. He began his story about the tiny creature Roger Skunk who smelled very bad. In fact, because of his foul smell, none of the little creatures would play with him. As Jack talked of the skunk's disgrace, he recalled the humiliation that he had suffered in his own childhood. Anyway, he continued describing the misery of Roger's stinky skunk, who could do nothing but cry. Jack went on, gave all the details, tracing with his finger Roger skunk's tears along the sides of Joe's nose. Joe's concern made her question her father about the wise owl. Jack felt pleased with himself as he was telling her something true and something he wanted her to know, and thus he was not in a hurry to move on. He also heard his wife Claire working downstairs, and he felt he ought to help her paint the living room woodwork. Jack continued the story of Roger Skunk reaching the wise old owl. The owl agreed that Roger Skunk indeed smelled very bad and advised him to go to the wizard. Now Joe was delighted as the solution was near and that would put an end to Roger Skunk's misery. But the father Jack had a different plan for that story. Answering Joe's questions that magic spells were real only in stories, Jack continued with the story of Roger Skunk. He said that the owl asked the skunk to go to the dark woods, under the apple trees, into the swamp, over a little river to the wizard's house. Roger Skunk did so. The wizard was a tiny old man. He came out of his house. He had a long white beard and wore a pointed blue hat. Roger Skunk told him his problem and that he had been sent by the enormous wise owl. The wizard led Roger Skunk inside his house. Inside the house, there were these tiny small things all jumbled up together in big, dusty heap. As the wizard, being an old man, did not have any cleaning lady in his house. The wizard looked around and found an old stick called a magic wand and asked Roger Skunk what he wanted to smell like. Roger wanted to smell like roses. The wizard chanted some magic words and granted Roger Skunk his wish. Joe's expression of pleasure reminded Jack of his wife's put on just to show off pleasure at the cocktail parties. However, Jack continued his story. Soon the wizard's house smelled of roses. The wizard asked for 7 pennies, but Roger Skunk had only 4. Joe faked a sad expression. This annoyed Jack. He heard Claire shifting furniture downstairs. He felt that she couldn't move heavy things as she was 6 months pregnant. They were expecting their third child. Jack went on with the story. The wizard asked Roger Skunk to go to the end of the lane and turn around 3 times and look down the magic well. And there he could find 3 pennies. Roger Skunk did so. He found the 3 pennies, took him, gave it to the wizard, and ran out into the forest. All the other animals gathered around him because he smelled so good. He smelled of roses now. And now he played happily with them. In the evening, as usual, all the animals returned to their homes. Joe presumed that the story was over, and this made Jack very unhappy as he didn't like women when they took things for granted. On the contrary, he liked women being apprehensive and hanging on his words. He did not like women being very confident about something. He continued his story. He told her that when Roger Skunk reached home, his mommy felt that he smelled awful. Joe was taken aback by this change in the story, as she was not prepared for it. Jack said that the mother was outraged and asked Roger Skunk who had made him smell like that. When she came to know that it was a wizard, she took him right back to the awful wizard. Jo sat up. She looked very frightened. Roger Skunk told his mother that all the other animals ran away when he smelled bad. But his mommy felt that he had smelled the way a little skunk should. Reaching the wizard, mommy hit the wizard right over his head with an umbrella. Jo was very angry, and suddenly an idea struck her that the wizard hit the mommy on the head and did not change the little skunk back. But Jack disagreed with this ending. He said the wizard made Roger Skunk smell bad again. She protested to this ending of the story, but Jack scolded her, saying that it was his story. Joe was very surprised, and Jack continued the story of Roger Skunk, who came back home with his mommy. They heard the train bring their daddy skunk from Boston. Then they had a good dinner, and when Roger Skunk was in bed, mommy hugged him and said he smelled like a little baby skunk again, and she loved him very much. And that was the end of the story. Joe was very curious to know about the reaction of the other animals. Jack told her that in due course they all got used to the way Roger Skunk smelled and did not mind his smell anymore. However, Joe felt that Roger Skunk's mommy was a stupid mommy. Jack emphatically defended her, thinking he was defending his own mother. He then told her to go and take a long nap. Jack went towards the door. Joe asked him to tell her a story the next day about the wizard who took that magic wand and hit that mommy. Jack refused, saying that it was not the story. The little skunk loved his mommy more than he loved all the other animals, and he believed that his mommy knew what was right for him. But Joe was very adamant and stubbornly. Still, Jack said that he would consider if she rested for that day. Jack went downstairs and saw that Claire had spread the newspaper and opened the paint can and was painting the chair wearing his old shirt on her top of a maternity smock. He heard Joe on the footsteps and warned her to be in bed. Claire said that it was a long story. All he answered was the poor kid. With sheer weariness, he watched his wife work hard. He noticed the woodwork, a cage of moldings, rails, and baseboards all around them. It was half old tan and half new ivory. He felt caught in an ugly situation. He felt that both of them were caught in a cage. He did not want to speak with her, work with her, touch her, anything.
Just to explain the last few lines of the story in details, I would like to take you to the history of 1950s in America post the Second World War. In 1950s, the gender roles had altered in America. Post the Second World War, women demanded equal rights like men. They were fighting for right to equal pay, right to vote, and few other demands. There were changes in the political and the cultural setup. This turbulence in the society is also reflected in these lines. When Jack feels caught in a cage with Claire, this cage is the cage of the society. He feels caught in an ugly middle position due to the changing gender norms. Half old tan could represent the section of the society who were too stereotypical to embrace the progression of women. Half New Ivory could be the other section who believe that the upliftment of the society can only take place when we give equal right to women. Jack too seems to be very confused in his own thoughts. Uh, in the story itself, we see a reversal of gender roles where a mother who generally is the nurturer is the one who tells stories. This role of nurturing has been taken up by the father, whereas the wife Claire, who is pregnant, she involves herself in painting the woodwork, which is primarily a man's domain. So we see the reflection of the unsettling gender roles which was prevalent in America in 1950s in this story as well, especially the last lines. In the second part of the video, we will see in details the writer. We will also see the story in the nutshell, different themes and sub-themes. We will see if the title "Should Wizard Hit Mommy" is a justified one, the message that the writer wants to convey, the main characters Jack and Joe, the autobiographical elements, and we will also see the different types of questions asked from this chapter.